as always. And on today, just want to give you a little homework, a little something to put on your mind, a little reflection piece. I put it like that. Have about, I don't know, maybe I'll do about 4 or 5 questions, make a few statements. But I want to talk to you about your personal development and your growth for your everyday living. And we want to focus in on self awareness and giving you some things to reflect on. Self awareness is critical, is key. It's part of that emotional intelligence, part of that emotional development. Knowing who you are, I asked the question, how do you view you? A lot of people that you encounter, that you interact with, they have a different interpretation of you, different perception of you, and all that. And that's just part of our human condition. When I'm talking about the human condition, I'm talking about your human experiences. And we have to take time out and stop and take a good long look in the mirror and say, okay, who am I? A lot of times we use social markers to define us. We'll say, I'm a husband, I'm a wife, I'm a significant other. We use those social markers, but knowing who you really are and knowing your strengths and having an understanding of yourself. And we can look at your work experience, we can look at your social life, relationships, your mood, just attitude, just different things like that. But I'm going to give you about, I don't know, 4 or 5 questions to think about. The first one, what are your greatest strengths? And only you can answer that. Other people may have some comments for you if you would share that with other people what they think are your greatest strength. But I want you today to tap into yourself, tap into your self awareness, and ask yourself this, reflect on this. What what are my greatest strengths? And what skills or abilities do I currently have? What skills and abilities do I currently have that I'm most confident in? Let me put it like that. Those skills and abilities that you currently have that you are most confident in. I want you to think about that. All right. Good thing when you're doing a podcast because you can always go back and listen again. And if you're listening right now, you want to take some notes, that's fine, but you can always go back and listen again. And we just appreciate you listening in. Welcome to the From Me to You show today. Looking at some self awareness, some reflecting. Uh, Statement two, our question two. Uh, Having looked at your life from early days now, how do you think? How do you think? Let me put it like this: having looked at your life from your early days now, because you got to have something to compare it to. What do you think may have contributed most to your present difficulties? What do you think may have contributed most to your present difficulties? And we all have present difficulties and challenges and barriers. And that's why I want to push you a little bit today and encourage you a little bit today to take that reflection piece that we're using and say, okay, let me be honest with myself. I do have some challenges. I do have some barriers. I do have some difficulties in front of me. All right. What am I doing to address those? And then the next one, uh, what has been the most difficult challenge for you thus far in your life? What has been the most difficult challenge for you thus far in your life? And if you continue on your path of growth, what would you hope to achieve? Or what would be your goals? All right. If you continue on your path of growth, and we all want to grow, all right, everybody wants to grow. So, okay, so what would you hope to achieve? What are your goals? Take a little time out. I've found in doing a lot of counseling and coaching sessions and different things, if you write it down, it'll help you because you can go back and revisit, and then you can check it off as you address it, even as you get it done. And then let's do one more. All right. What is your idea of the meaning or purpose of your life? What is your idea of the meaning or purpose of your life? I want you to think about that in your human condition, in your human experiences. What is your idea of the meaning or purpose of your life? And we all have a purpose. We all have value. But I'm finding that from time to time we may get in a little slump, might get in a little dump, might get in a little valley, might get where it's a little low, but we don't have to stay there, y'all. So hope that you'll take this today and utilize it and say, okay, let me see where I am and do some self-awareness. And you can always go to my website, From Me to You. From Me to You show Dr. Clark. Just type that in, it'll pop up in Google and where you can always go to the podcast, other podcasts. You got Apple Podcasts, you got Podbean, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Listen Notes, Podchaser, Boomplay. Pretty much anywhere there's a podcast, you can always tap in Spotify and get some more information. But you can always go straight to the From Me to You show website. Podcasts are there, courses. There's some mini courses there, and I'm making them mini courses on purpose because I found that people don't want to spend a whole lot of time being bogged down. And I've even included a quiz with some of the chapters, and it's a flip chart. You click on the question, and the answer is on the back. And I'm really want to provide you some information to help you in your daily living. All right. Have a great day. It's another beautiful day. And as always, life is good. You just have to have something to compare it to. I'm Dr. Clark along with the Cowboy. Take care.